people in this room. I think I made my message clear with Clubhouse. You guys can continue trying to run content or clipping me, and I don't know. First of all, I don't even see how long this can last. I mean, I'm sure the person doing it, like every day, you're bothering me with this shit. Like, get a fucking life, or I mean, if somebody's, it should be pretty easy to prove if you guys are just like using like mass recording or something.
I'll bet anybody $10 right now that he gets clipped live. Because last time
even doing this to me, see, I'm somebody who stopped making rooms. I just went into other people's rooms. That's the funny part. Everybody knows, like, white America is something I kind of gave up on like 2 years ago. And, I was going in other people's rooms. And, like the white people in particular on this app, like Roger's house was kind of like a hangout. And people would go in there just because, that's where everybody is. But, I wasn't trying to be like Mr. Content Creator or like have like these big space. For a white person on this app, I had one of the, bigger rooms. Especially like season 2, 3, and I guess 2 and 3 and 4, I don't know. But so fucking what? Like, this is a dying app. You're not going to get clout off of it. Everybody already knows who I am. Like, why the fuck do I need to make a room? But then there's some of you losers who are still trying, which is pathetic, still clout chasing. Which is fucking weird. Like, you're not making a name for yourself on this fucking app, bro. You're not doing it. Everybody that actually could entertain people, a lot of them went to other platforms. Some are doing well. Some people, they didn't make it. But I can tell you, you can get somebody like, even like, what the fuck is his name? Teddy Roosevelt. Like, that motherfucker could get on mic, have 300, 400, 500, 600 people in his fucking room, and he could be one doing 95% of the fucking talking and entertain people. Now, somehow, some of these stupid motherfuckers think that, oh yeah, if I can be a really good moderator, I'll be a fucking great content creator. No, you won't, bitch. Do you think that you can be like Nick Fuentes, or even though I don't really care for them, like Fresh and Fit, that you can be somebody who can run your fucking mouth for hours and keep a fucking audience? On social media, they have metrics for this. It's not just how many people clicked on your fucking video. How long do they actually watch your fucking video? Do they make it all the way through your fucking video? When it comes to being a quote unquote, the fucking entertaining yourself, you stupid motherfuckers are not content creators. I would have never called myself a content creator. But what I do think is funny is that I can do the shit you wish you could do a lot fucking better than you. And I'm by no means the equivalent to like a fucking podcast or a show on YouTube. But you have losers on here that are vying for clout to be the top dog on a dying social audio app. If everybody on Clubhouse knew your name as it is today, you're still a nobody. Absolute fucking nobody. I mean, maybe in season 1, if everybody knew your fucking name. But you're competing with celebrities, people that were doing radio shows, in the past, people that actually worked in fucking entertainment, people that already had a social media presence. You weren't going to compete with those motherfuckers. Like, you guys are fucking losers. A bunch of fucking wannabes will listen to fucking experts. I, Pepe, am an expert at nothing. I'll talk shit and give opinions, and I'll debate certain things, but I'm not a fucking expert at anything. And if I really want to get a solid understanding or see two sides of this pathetic.
It's not what you wrote Marshall earlier.
And you are nothing more than a fucking moderator. You're not a content creator. How do you... And you don't even... And some of you don't even know how to facilitate fucking
I'd be willing to bet that his account gets clipped live.
Do you know what moderators do? They sit down, they interfere minimally. Okay? That is what you do. In order to call yourself like a good moderator, you shut your fucking mouth. You don't say hi to people.
This is called the projection show. We just document the number of projections. That's projection number 2.
And let the conversation happen. I'm giving you guys free pointers. Now, if you want to do what I did, what I was known for, I had like fucking controversial opinions. People like to be insulted, and sometimes there's people on your side. They're like, "Yay, somebody's saying it out loud." Okay, and then what would I do? My whole formula, at least for the social audio room, was I let the other side, especially like if they are like fucking hate people like me, and I let them talk their shit. They can say the most horrendous shit about white people, about whoever. Now I have two sides. Now you're seeing like two sides go at it. It is like a nasty fucking brawl. And then people didn't gatekeep my fucking rooms. I didn't make them an echo chamber. Nobody wants a fucking echo chamber. That was my little season.
Jerry Springer, are you gonna do Pepe?
Well, I don't even do that shit
More
anymore.
seasons is enough season.
Well, that's why, and I got tired of it, a couple of years ago. But it's just like I'm not somebody who like had
And
to
what
take
did
pride.
you do with all this? Like, honestly, I believe you could have, like, whatever you just said, that's Christian fact. Why you can't be like a lazy, white ghetto version of like Fuentes. I don't see why not.
Well, I would say the reality is that people that would talk about like the racial stuff like I did online, and there's already like people that are widely regarded or as being, they're so highly looked up to that you're not going to really dethrone them. And it's tiers of these people that already do that kind of content. And to be quite honest, why did I never try to like make money doing it or anything like that? When I was doing it, Biden was still in office. People were getting deplatformed left and right. My rooms were not advertiser friendly. I could have never done my rooms on a YouTube or
So
any
this always
platforms
comes
that,
back to like a Pepe reputation
I miss my
management,
account.
his brand
So,
management.
I was just like, well,
Talking about how he could
I
monetize.
would create spaces that where like people fought, they would say horrible shit to each other, shit that would violate
Is this
YouTube
like a guy
policies.
pretending to
That
be a
was kinda the
podcast
alert, it's a car
star who had it all taken away or never had anything? Is this the definition of insanity? Clubhouse insanity. Total waste of time. People talking about nothing, but I'm filming it all. So like technically I'm the only one actually creating anything out of this. Everybody here is just doing basically talk therapy.
I got some laughs.
No, I would create it, but I was often the main antagonist, like the whole room. But so sometimes there's nobody on my side, and I'd say a good chunk of the time nobody would dare. Like they don't want to like lose friends on here or be, or rub people the wrong way. So they wouldn't say the stuff I would say, and so it'd be people telling, saying like nasty shit to me. And I got a kick out of it, to be honest with you. Like, I thought it was funny. Like, I love when you got, like, the people that express, like, their violent hate for me and white people.
Maybe a lot of
I thought these people were hilarious.
The same way. Maybe people are just kicking rocks here. They're not really trying to get very few.
Well, I think most of us, Mikhail, you're one of them. Like, we just kind of, after I stopped making rooms, I just came on this app because, well, I didn't like know a bunch of people, and it's just easier. I didn't feel like trying
to content create. I mean, a lot of people have been telling me. I mean, I think the Western social media could use a self-professed Hamas supporter. I think I could do that.
I mean, you get demonetized and probably kicked off a platform.
Yeah, it's all about your niche, your angle. Like, you don't have it's pretty much like, some spectrum. He meets on the spectrum with like white supremacists or Aryanists. So he doesn't necessarily like represent
Pepe's
him, but they overlap. So
this room's going downhill quick. Here we go. Here comes Pepe's kick.
You could be crypto about it, Pepe. You don't have to say racist slur words to, for your content to like be white centric. I'm just saying your skill isn't in how many times you could say the N-word or how many versions or how many adjectives you want to slap on it. You got a temperature feel on what can rally people up. You keep up with shit that gets specific demographics going. I think there's potential. It's just up to you.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna do this Mrs. Pepe the Movie Part 3 clipped. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna start a new one. Find the new run with the more scandalous title. Here we go.
Honestly, I think you could make a pretty good social media series just like Bustin', BHI, or Afrocentrist, or Hotep. Just them alone can provide some funny content.
Sure, but when you go on X Spaces, like 2 years ago when I started going on X Spaces, what ended up happening is you had large neo-Nazi rooms, like a few hundred people in them. Then you had you have this guy, it's like the general, and then he'd do a show with this salty girl, have a few hundred people in his. Now on X you have like 24/7 JQ, and it's, which, there's some overlap with the white identitarian people. They've always got a few hundred people in their rooms. It's like literally saturated with like pro-white people and that kind of stuff. And you also have like a large presence of it's also just boring now. Like I don't even like talking about it as much anymore, because it's like for a few years I've had these conversations like every fucking day, and it just gets old. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe one of the tens of thousands, I think there's 150,000 in one city, and they're all like anti-immigrant. They're anti-immigration protests, and you have. It's like I think my views are far more mainstream now, and so I did kind of revel in being the bad guy. Like I actually liked that role. Like I got a big fucking kick out of being the pariah.
Why? I mean, you could have a.
I don't know.
Why? You're so much more people don't do that.
At least
in my opinion, you are far, 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 far more useful with your brain when you don't do that shit, like, rather than when you do. When you do, it detracts from your overall argument. That's just me.
Yeah, well, I don't really try to persuade people anymore, especially on this app. Everybody knows each other. I think there's other forces kind of persuading people to be more, if you're white, at least like really rethinking the whole multiculturalism thing and the demographic change, and kind of saying, well, no, fuck all of this. We kind of like our identity and wish to keep our countries.
Dude, I always feel weird about that because I don't have any white identitarian beliefs at all. It's not one of those things I think about. I don't because of where I grew up and because of where you grew up, you're mostly Hispanic. You may not look it, but all of the customs, the manners, the words, they relate to that. And I relate far more to being in a Hispanic community than I do relate to being a white guy. To be frank, I find getting in the middle of a bunch of white people weird. they're weird fucking groups of people. They do weird shit.
Yeah.
And like that's always kind of been my bearing on it. Like somebody once told me I needed to feel bad for other white people, and I was like, I just don't. There's nothing about that that makes me feel bad. Like, I feel bad you may not have a lot of money, but like there's no identitarian measure there for me. I don't understand how people grip so hard to that. It's never made sense to me.
Well, I'm not somebody who advocates necessarily that you have to do that on a personal level, but I'm saying when I talk about demographic changes, that is when I see it being a disaster, and that's always been my point. Like, I don't, like, it is in the British people's best interest to remain overwhelmingly British.
And there is no threat, there is no imminent threat to there being any sort of demographic, like, swing. Like, there's a much more... No, not when it comes down to the UK. Like, 83% of the UK is freaking white, man. The English...
Yeah, but that changes quickly.
That, not as quick as you're thinking. You know,
sure it does.
You sound the alarm when
well, 1965.
10%.
Sure, but 1965 we were 90% white. Now,
at the end of the day, there is a problem, and there is a demographic collapse. There is a growth rate that it can't sustain a specific society, like any society. You just can't sustain them at those growth rates. And the West, Western Europe, and just in general the West, is below this standard growth rate. So they need immigrants. It's not even
yeah, they are below replacement rate. So and it depends on how you get those immigrants. I don't disagree with you that they're vital. I think lots of immigrants are vital, to be frank. But it depends on like how they come. If they're coming into the country illegally, that's going to have a whole other constituency of people who are opposed.
I mean, amazing. People are always going to oppose a policy regardless of how great. But at the end of the day, evil, I would highly doubt that it would have remained a policy.
Well, I'll let Doctor, or on us.
At the end of the day, your enemy is
the only rabbinical pseudo-scholar on stage, I want to offer that I think Donald Trump is to blame for this, whether he's done good things for the world, the country, the universe or not. He has breached the I don't want to say the moral. His moral compass needs to be calibrated. The things that he does encourages us to behave somewhat out of sorts, if you will, as a populace. And so, like, if I was a high school student, I would be like, why do I have to listen to a single goddamn rule? Look at all the things that are broken every day. So that's just my take. Take it for what it's worth. Thank you.
I mean, I can't help but look at, like, I don't know, I do think, like, I don't look at immigrants as, like, the cause or how do I put it? The ones initiating, even them immigrating. There's obvious push and pull factors, but I would say, though, I think that leadership, and I'm just going to flat out say it, the wealthy in the United States, places like the UK, that they trying to feel. I personally believe they hate the fucking middle class. They're willing to find any way possible to gut them. Flood countries with cheap labor, more people to consume shit, to undermine the middle class. I look at it as, like, really a failure that comes from the top in our countries. And, we don't have to ask. It's not necessarily because they aren't white. It's multiculturalism has, like, a 0% success rate. There's never a kumbaya moment. It's always going to be a fight for power. and religious and ethnic lines are two of the primary fault lines where they do not agree to kumbaya. It's always going to end up in a power struggle, and sometimes it gets very violent. And I'm not willing to do that.
That shit out.
Hi,
Like,
excuse
not
me.
all countries that are multicultural last the same amount of time, right? Like, think of Rome in the 450s with the
Rome in the 450s.
right? Like,
Hey, my name is Marshall Rankin. Let's talk about Rome in the 450s.
Took over their culture. So I mean, I think that's at least something important to note.
Pepe gets clipped.
Sorry, go ahead.
See how long.
I'm just summarizing what you're saying.
We also just
I
recorded.
think Donna had something to say, and the men were a little louder. Go ahead,
I'm
Donna.
sorry, Pepe. I didn't want to interrupt because I was sitting here just listening to what all you gentlemen had to say, and as usual, just in the chat and chatting up. And it seems like you just had people up here who don't like to. Now, I was keeping quiet, and I ain't gonna get rowdy or nothing, but it's just like you got people in here who don't like to take the L, which means the loss, Professor. It looks like you don't like to take the L or take the loss. And then I had asked, Pepe, why don't you do a toll here to see who looks like the transvestite scowling man with a huge nose and who looks normal. So now I didn't want to go there, Professor. I really didn't. You went there. Well, probably you do too. Probably you do too. I'm talking to the professor.
Biological
Can I have the floor for 5 minutes? I'm not gonna hold it.
5 minutes.
I'm not gonna hold the floor for longer than this.
That's like an attorney.
If you're gonna make your
I just got them talking for 10 seconds. I just was talking.
Performance entertainment, it's really not entertaining.
No, I'm not trying. No, Mark is in season 1, but it's just like if people are gonna talk and stuff in the chat, come off the chat and say it. Don't be a weasel and go behind the mics and say it. That's all I was just saying. I'm talking to somebody else. Now I'll let all y'all good people up here and say stuff. Even the moderator, the man who made the room, let me talk and say stuff. And I thank you, Pepe, for that. I just wanted to put it out there because I'm gonna be out. I don't want to hold y'all people's time. I just wanted to let you know, Miss what's your name? Professor, whatever you think, call yourself. You need a better picture and some deep conditioning on this app will start trouble. But if people come for me, I show you what it's like. You can ask anybody I follow how I am. That's all.
I don't think the professor has ever dealt with a black woman like you. So
she fucked around and found out. Like I said, I don't come on here and start trouble. I don't troll. I don't say ridiculous things. I like to come on and go in rooms and talk about the topic. But if I see something, I'm gonna talk about it. So you can call me as many ugly as you want. I could come off the face.
I think somebody was saying something inevitable. And I'm guessing you're talking about human migrations, which yes, like all the French and the Germans didn't exist, 500 years ago. It's like, or even 1500 years ago. It's like a mix of different peoples that have been mixing for thousands of years. I'm not like naive. And of course, travel is done. It would have taken thousands of years for people to maybe migrate from, from Alaska to the tip of South America. You can literally do it in under a day. So there's a lot of changes, but
reality is white people, or whatever you want to call white people, which are just Western European people, trying to take credit for civilizations as like Romans or Greeks.
No, it's not that I want to take credit for it.
I'm just saying in general, not
Let me
targeting
have
you
this.
specifically.
like
Mediterranean civilizations and accomplishments. But regardless,
You don't think that Western civilization acknowledged Eastern
before you get
civilization?
offended, Buttercup.
Wait, are you riding the coattails of Jews,
I'm
Miguel?
not. I'm just curious.
Oh,
It's a
you're
historical
the one running the cartels of Semites. Anyways,
No, Jews specifically.
God damn it, Rich. Let fucking just let Mikkel finish and then Marshall can go.
you're not a Semite. It's okay. No, calm down. The problem is that these societies are just not having the proper birth rates. It just fundamentally comes down to that. There's no really escaping this reality. If you want a prospering, growing society into the future, you're going to have to rely on immigration if it's not going to be, family growth or the amount of children a white family is willing to have. So, that's just the cold hard facts. And you're not, usually with immigrants, you're not going to be, this isn't going to your local market, who I want to come, who's available to be a migrant and just leave their homeland and come and go through, discrimination and rising against a glass ceiling. Like, who wants to do that? So the reason they're coming from specific regions of the world is because, it's not a privilege, man.
We should only let the Christians in. I'm confused. What's not?
Yeah, because the Christians can't wait to go to,
We should bring in all the Spanish people, stuff like that, who want to come in legally. We'll bring them in if they're Christians, and we won't bring in the Muslims because we don't want
All
terrorists.
right, Rich. All right, we're not.
My bad.
Yeah, this is why, one can't really take white, political thought, if you want to call it that, seriously, because it's just always saturated with these dumb
What is
Okay, you want more Miguels in the country?
Hold on.
I'm gonna ask that question.
What is
No, let Marshall go. What, Marshall?
It's just another pseudo identity that,
I was
claims
asking,
to have
what is white political thought? I don't know what that is. Can you tell me?
political thought that is based around white identity and, the concept of a white race, and that the West represents some sort of white civilization.
Oh, you're talking about Hitler's white
Arianism.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of
Anyways.
Yeah, but Marshall, do you honestly want more Miguels in the country? He says that ISIS, even if they think that ISIS are terrorists, freedom fight.
When white people cosplay as Aryan,
Pathetic.
That was a Freudian
when white people cosplay as Aryans, is that the same thing as black people cosplaying as Israelites?
I would say that, like,
love that. I'll tell you, the original Aryans were north of India, right? They found some remnants of a civilization, but they haven't found the houses or like business districts or anything like that. They were all like northern Indian and shit.
Yeah, I think a
they're
German
part of.
woman did a
That's called
documentary.
Aryan replacement theory.
She actually went to a tribe in the Middle East that still housed Aryans, dark-skinned Middle Eastern people, and they laughed. She was like, "Do you know that there are people in Germany that are cosplaying?"
People that largely came from the northern India, then you had from the Caspian, the steppe area, and then you had like the Anatolian, what was it, herders or some shit, and that's what contemporary Europeans are comprised of. Those three waves of migration into Europe. But I think, to be honest, though, when people say Aryan, I think it's more like the esoteric racial shit that the Nazis believed
Big
in.
Goebbels and Hitler thought up. They worked in unison for that crazy shit, right?
I mean, I don't look at Europeans. I look at Europeans like as one, or like whites, which I consider white people from Europe. I consider them one, as in compared to the rest of the world, are most like each other and they come from a similar region, much like East Asia. I mean, Cambodians don't look like Chinese people, and they don't look like people that are Thai and so forth. But they obviously are more similar all to each other. But there's obvious real differences. Like, I don't think like all white people are even remotely the same. I mean, culturally, phenotypically, their history can be so much different from each other's.
Aryan, Northern, Western, European, that's non-Slavic. Right.
But even then, if you look at like Northern Europe, Scandinavians are still like different on average.
I'm going to restart this room.
They're still quite a bit
Increase the
different from
pressure on
even
Pepe.
people from the UK. I don't know. I almost kind of put Scandinavian people in their own box.
Okay, this room is called Mass Recording, Pepe.
I mean, it is cringe, I think, like, if you're to be, like, a short, squat little Southern Italian and you have, like, fucking white pride with a Viking's head tattoo. It's like, dude, that's not your people.
You never know with the Italians. I mean,
I understand they're mixed.
Half of them are like from Norway anyway.
No, not half of them. So they have a tiny bit though.
Hello.
But still, I mean, I still let it stand. Like, I think it's completely natural for people to be. I think this multiculturalism stuff. The reason I'm so against it is because you basically inviting in multiculturalism means erasure of your culture. There's no way you can avoid that. Now you become a mishmash of what the fuck ever. A bunch of competing identities and ideologies.
How does that mean erasure, though?
Sure.
How does conjoining mean erasure? That is
sure.
self-centered, weird-ass shit to say.
Okay,
and
sure.
Other cultures mean erasure of yours or not.
Yes.
Yours is no longer centered. Which one is?
Well, ours should be centered. It's our country.
This is not your country.
Why should it be?
You are not American. You are European.
What are you?
No, listen. You're the one worried.
By the way,
You're the one worried.
just
I'm
so you
American.
know,
I was bringing up Europe earlier.
Italy is part India, which makes
No, Marshall, Patrick, the star. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Pepe.
Okay, but when it comes to so I was
How do
talking
you come to
specifically
a
about
country?
Europe.
Hold on.
Shut your fucking mouth and let me
no,
answer the question. You asked me a fucking question. You asked me a question, and I'm trying to answer, and then you interrupt me while I'm answering. So so I would say the people of Europe, the old world countries, look at Africa, look at Europe, look at Asia. I would say those are largely consist of states that were formed around ethnic groups.
How is America your country?
Amazing, but you're not.
I'm just asking you a question.
You're asking me a question while I'm answering another question. I'm answering a question that you
How
asked.
is America your country?
Let me finish my original question. Now, when it comes to these countries, okay, let's say Germany.
Let's say America.
German. Shut the fuck up and
Let's
let me
say
finish
America. Let's
answering.
stick to America.
Shut up, dude. If you're just gonna ask questions while I'm already answering a question, I'm just gonna kick you.
I don't give a fuck, Pepe.
You're being obnoxious.
How is America your country?
You let me answer the original question
Let him
first.
answer. Let him answer.
For themselves in their own land of origin. Abso-fucking-lutely. They should not allow it to be Arabized, Anglicized, any of that shit. They should keep it for themselves. That is perfectly reasonable. Now, can you tell me how what I said was wrong?
Once again, how is America your country?
I was born here. My parents were born here. Amazing.
That's
No,
all you got?
it's also a new world country.
Okay, so how many other people were born here that's different cultures than yours, and you think that what you started your statement off with, bring it in,
I just
you
gave you
would
a prime
not be
example.
erased them.
I just gave you a prime example. Do you think Nigeria should allow themselves to be anglicized or
This is not
Arabized?
Europe, though.
I'm talking about multicultural. No, I was talking about the West in general.
But it's a prominently African country.
Yes.
This is America. It's all
Okay, and what about Europe? That's predominantly
It
white.
was a mixing pot before you got here.
A mixing pot of white.
America was
A mixing pot of what?
before you got here.
A mixing pot of what?
You came here and you're demanding.
Okay, a mixing
pot
of what?
Demanding for America to not be.
Okay, you're not
Okay,
answering.
so go report Pepe's account.
The question was a mixing pot of what?
Problem with America being multicultural.
Yes, I do.
First
Okay, well, you have a problem.
Okay, I'm trying to. Jazzy. Okay, look.
We're
And we'll come back
prominently
to my
black.
other season.
Okay, listen. Okay, listen. This is why black women have such a bad reputation. This is so bad.
That's not what
Well, it's true. Who's the one woman that came off her mic and she's being belligerent? It's literally you. It's a bad look. Shut up. So
fragile white male. Fragile.
okay.
Let him finish for the love of all that is holy.
Shut up, Patrick.
It doesn't work. If you want to talk to him, have a conversation.
She's an angry black woman. What do you expect?
No, that's my point. If what you want to do is yell, then yell. If what you want is a catharsis, yell and get the catharsis out because we don't fucking need it. Otherwise, if you
Rich, we
want
don't
to have
need
a
you
conversation,
ankle biting.
let's have the conversation. It's not that fucking
No, I
hard.
kind of like being an angry black woman.
We know, bitch. We know.
I like that.
Your own
I like
So Jasmine,
doesn't help any
I like it.
conversation we're trying to have.
all right. So
He has to agree with the question. What multiculturalism? What are you talking about? Define it so we're all on the same page.
Hold on.
well, she said melting pot. I asked her which melting pot. Is her idea of melting pot?
Hold on. Why do I need to explain?
Okay, because we were a melting pot, like you said. We started as a melting pot. No, I have to mute you because you don't know how to behave. No, we were a melting pot. We were a melting pot. However, if you look at our first Immigration Act of 1790, with our very first Congress, immigration to the United States was limited to free white men of good moral character. It remained that way until 1965. Okay, so that melting pot, okay, where that term was coined, was consisted only of European immigrants. It was that they did not see people from of non-white lineage as being acceptable as immigrants. That is literally 200 years of our country's fucking history.
Not until the 1850s, when they brought in the
I love how y'all distract people with just bullshit timelines that they don't feel like looking up right now.
I know this for a fact.
But y'all just yell out loud that they're not verifying.
The point
Anyway,
was,
Marshall, since you interfered with me and Pepe, you asked me about multicultural, right, Marshall? That's what you asked me about. Why would I need to explain multiculturalism if that's the exact thing that you're scared of in America? Why would I need to explain it if it's the exact thing that you're afraid of? But you go to Mexico, you white men go to Mexico, Africa, where you're not there.
I am questioning that set of words.
I had to kick her. She was not willing to have a conversation. She was far too uneducated.
On the same side, but that woman would not answer questions, and it was frustrating as all get out.
We need an angry black woman troll. Come on.
I mean, she doesn't realize.
I don't subscribe to all that shit. It didn't have anything to do with her being black. It had everything to do with her just not paying attention and not wanting to have an honest
It had everything to do with her being an angry black.
I don't think she realizes there's the argument for why. First of all, you can argue that, and even the left would agree with this. We literally started as a white supremacist country.
Counter right now.
We remained that way for quite some time. Even in 1965, this country, both the founders and the population as a whole, this country was the only people who could vote, and the people who had all the power in this country were white men. Nobody's going to deny that, left or right. They were the only.
These demographics were just like watching shit happen. I mean, other demographics were introduced over time, and then America dealt with those demographics the way it dealt.
Not pre-1960s, not really.
If you want to talk about like in contrast to blacks and natives, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but natives were not. They didn't have any power.
Exactly.
Blacks didn't have any power. That's why I said that whites.
So colonial project, obviously.
Yeah, and so it's not. There's no academic on the left or right that would disagree with that part. Now, the people who will say, when it comes to America, that they'll say, well, it's not a white country. First of all, what do you mean? The country itself, until it was created, was a piece of fucking land. We had a revolution, and there were some land purchases. These white men created a fucking country. You speak a European language. The religion was brought over here, that they were practicing in Europe.
STDs.
And, all kinds of stuff. And, it was absolutely a country that...
Southern west of this country is
Well,
why can't we say, these states are Mexican? This is all Mexican nation. The sea to shining sea. That land.
Well, sure, but I would say the problem is that from the inception of the country, it was created one way by one specific group of people. Those were predominantly Anglo-Protestants from the British Isles.
I get how the project might have kicked off. Like, I understand that. But who's to say, well, because, Europeans kicked off this project in the New World, that means they inherit, like, any sort of, like, position of authority.
Well, I guess I could ask you that question. I could ask you that same question.
Why should become Jews?
Okay, why?
We're there because we don't have any other place to go. It's
not yours. Why can't the Jews? Shut up, Rich. Why can't the Jews do self-determination on the West Bank? Isn't that their right? Sea to the river.
If Jews were people and their claims checked out, I would have been like, all right, yeah, you guys got a point, but their shit doesn't check out. That's all.
What doesn't check out?
I mean, do we really want to change the topic to Jews?
We don't have to, but but you're saying the same shit about yes, we fucking created this country. It's been here for hundreds of years.
America, again, there's generations created this country, generations that come from different backgrounds, and these generations, when they set roots, they're counting on the future generations, having equal rights and being considered Americans. And if this country ends up, which seems inevitable at this point, by 2070, this country's supposed to be a Latino majority. What is this? Do you believe that people of European background or heritage have some sort of inherent right to, if that reality comes into play, that they can say, screw democracy. And at this point, it's our land and it's our inheritance, and we get to do whatever the hell we want, even if it goes against, the inalienable rights, God has given us.
Well, they have the bigger gun.
Is that what you mean? Where a lot of them make stupid decisions?
Captain or the mods, I don't know if you want to look at the chat. If you want to go back to the original conversation, I think people are more interested in that.
Well, let me take away a bit. Like Europeans, when they got over here, right? They were under rule of the Moors for 700 to 800 years, so they got to learn and study like high civilization.
Wait, the Moors where?
In Europe.
The Moors are not black.
The Moors are not even black. They were more related to Europeans.
Why are we even talking about black?
The Moors.
Why are we talking about black?
The Moors constituted a portion of the Umayyad dynasty, and the Moors were Berbers.
Who cares what color they were?
And the Berbers are the whitest fucking, the whitest people of Africa.
Yeah, who cares what color they are? It's just about what they learned under them and what they got to experience high society and they got to
High
bring those
society.
same values.
We were a high society before we went.
You weren't. You were in the Black Plague.
Yeah, we were. First of all, again, see, that's why people clapping back on you. You know, you're
Y'all were in
already
medieval times.
All right, guys. I don't want to. Okay, let's just take a. Let's just. So there's people. Okay. So like everybody knows me, and like the stuff that I say, and kind of, you know, we just all know what I say. You guys know what I was saying on my account. Now, you know, I did get, you know, we know about the very public feud I had with a few individuals on Clubhouse, but mainly one. And I know that, you know, they're kind of teaming up. Now, since then, you know, I'd say this has been going on for over a week. I've had my accounts clipped like every fucking day. And I mean every day. And I'm just like, holy shit. How does that have people even? And, you know, I'm guessing people would have reported me, but I was not getting clipped. And I remember telling Mikkel, like, and I was like, dude, I sometimes wonder if, like, there was somebody who, like, called the FBI on me live over, you know, something stupid, and it was, like, they took a clip out of context, and a bunch of people were in that room, so they know, like, I didn't say what he thought I was saying, but I was wondering, like, well, maybe I am being monitored, and just sort of just like, we won't kick them. You know, I could have been too paranoid, but then I remember Mikkel was saying, no, it's probably just because, like, oh, you're Pepe, and they kind of expect you to say the stuff you say, so then they don't really care anymore. And, yeah, so I was not getting clipped. Then all of a sudden, getting a feud with these people. And this individual had made a room after they got...
talking about Jews, because I know, apparently...
No, we're not.
White.
No.
Supremacists.
No, these people aren't Jews.
Sensitive about it.
No, there's no... The people I got into it with were not Jewish.
But they have access, like El Normo, like, you know.
Yeah, but I wasn't... Yeah, but I did get into it with El Normo.
His friends, he rubbed shoulders with the JVs, and they can pull, you know, certain strings.
Well, sure. So I did. So I remember, like, I got a house clipped, which had like 7,000 followers, and you know, I got like 2 accounts clipped at once. And then, you know, this guy made a room gloating about it afterwards. He's like, I got 46,000 followers in my house. Now you got 20. And I was like, oh, but that's not your house, bro. And they ended up kicking him as an admin, so now he doesn't have a house with 46,000. That sucks. But anyways, he did make the comment, like, I have a feeling he's going to be getting clipped like a lot. So, like, you better stop making accounts. And I was like, huh? But then I have been getting clipped every day. And like today, I got a notification. It says for doxing, and I'm thinking to myself, wait, I didn't dox anybody today. I got one yesterday. It says for doxing. It's like, who the fuck did I dox? Then it would be like the day before that, spam. What the fuck do you mean spam? I'm not spamming anybody. I don't even fucking post it, you know, really in anything. I wouldn't dox Roger. And shut the fuck up, Rich. Alright, dude, do you want to get kicked out of the fucking room? I know you like to be a fucking troll, but honestly, you were kind of stirring the fucking pot.
Just
No, but you're stirring the fucking pot.
I'm the entire reason that all this started, Pepe.
Rich, you need to, sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on just a second. Rich, please calm down. You need to hear some things. Just trust me on this. Keep going, Pepe.
So, yeah, so they were saying this, and then Adams took credit for getting he took credit for getting my houses or my house and my accounts clipped.
Damn.
And he did say, who did he tell that? Who was he telling that he had like Michelle King do it?
I don't know about that, but he said that he's friends with Joe Armenia. I guess he's in charge of Clubhouse community.
I heard that one too, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, and he said that, you know, for a while now. That's not something recent, but...
So, you know, and this is so I'm like looking at my history on this app. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I've said things that have pissed off, like, whole rooms where people will say, like, reported, and it's like my account doesn't get clipped. Now, I will literally go, one whole day, and my account gets clipped for something I didn't even fucking do. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that is weird. I've been been going in any big rooms. How is this happening? And it's either they're abusing the mass reporting feature, and somehow whoever processes it at Clubhouse is just not really looking into it, or asking for an audio that proves that it happened, or somebody is basically calling up somebody at Clubhouse and is just like, hey, buddy, yeah, dude, can you go ahead and just do me a favor, clip them for me? And it's happening that way, because this does not make sense. Like, I've never been a year and a half of the shit I would say in this app to clip your account, because otherwise it makes no sense. But yeah, I think it's a really shitty way. Now I understand that there's these individuals are angry at me. I didn't dox one person with a screenshot of his his face from the YouTube video, but like all the season 1 people were like, oh yeah, that's him. Who cares? And long story short, this guy was saying, like, oh, you should do a fat tax for people. You should. He was always talking about how we should do fat shaming. He was always talking about how much money he has. But then people were like, oh yeah, dude, we used to make fun of him. He used to, sell Pokemon's cards, and he lived in his mom's house. And then, from the video, you can see this motherfucker's overweight. And it's just like, okay, here's. Well, I don't want to dox him. That's why I only took a screenshot of his face.
Did you hear the audio clip?
No,
which one?
Oh no.
Can you play it?
Well, it's not my room.
Okay, I can tell
You can play.
Clipped.
Okay, let's see. Dude, if you're trolling, dude, I'm just
not.
You're out.
110%. JD admitted that he was in a room with the founder of Clubhouse, Jewish guy, I can't remember his fucking name, and then he was telling him that Pepe and a bunch of other people were doxing him and shit. And he said, I never fucking made him get his fucking account clipped, but I did tell the fucking founder of the fucking Clubhouse, such and such as, I don't remember his fucking name, the Jewish guy. But he's like, yeah, I fucking told him, in a room, he came in my room, and we got 36,000 fucking people in my fucking house, and, this motherfucker's trying to clip, dox me and shit, and Roger, and, but I'm not saying that I had him clipped, but, I did tell the fucking founder. That's what he said. It's on John Kitover.
I
got bears.
Hold on a second. I'll play a clip in a second if Pepe says it's all right, but he'll have to change the audio quality. But this is the thing, Rich. Okay, that's fine. But why? It's clearly written in the terms of service. You are not allowed to speak poorly on the deceased or victims of tragedy. Like, that's clear. It has been kind of base one against the rules of service since Clubhouse season 1. So how come I have JB speaking poorly about my late husband, calling me a fraud, that my late husband really wasn't killed in war? Then just 2 days ago, I had some asshole named Resistance saying that he was happy that my husband was murdered because he was a murderer, and then they're not clipped.
Good, because you don't have a house with 36,000 people.
Right? Well,
you don't have to.
For this whole narrative, like, I built this house, like, no, you didn't, son. You came in and grifted off others like you have every other
He got kicked out of Healthy Debates.
Yeah, he's no longer an active.
He's not an active. He's not a leader. His profile is active, so I call it addicted. But it's the pattern of it. He's done this how many times to how many different groups of people and got burned every fucking single time. But to Pepe's title, why is that? So why is it that Joe Armenia is going to listen everything that Adams is telling him without actually audio clips of them doing it?
And that's shut the fuck up, Rich.
That is the problem. That is the problem. And Rich, the thing is, you're included in it. Adams is taking credit for getting you clipped multiple
Oh
times.
yeah,
as
but I have
well.
800 accounts.
I understand that. But if you wanted like continually and grow, so your voice is then being suppressed, your opinion, you're not allowed to use the social audio app that you download and use. That's the hypocrisy of it. So, Pepe, I'll go ahead and play the clip in just a second, but you need to change that.
Yeah, I will in a second. I'll do that in a second. But I just want to make this clear. I did not dox Roger, okay? I did not dox JB. JB, that's you going on your real fucking, first of all, he uses his real fucking name on Clubhouse. So you like doxing him. What the fuck are you talking about? When it comes to Adams, I never doxed him. But what's really funny is that when he was accusing me of being a doxer, which is ironic, it's available, he would go by Ketchicon. Million Man Marathon would do rooms about him. You had people like Grant Cardone, all kinds of people commenting on him. How many women accused him of harassment and making threats and distributing nude photos they had sent him? He's done egregious shit on this app. And it's funny. And they're saying JB is of all fucking people. And so, yeah, I mean, it's obviously somebody got into somebody's ear at Clubhouse. It's like, dude, no, these are actually the people that dox and do this crap. I have like controversial content and discussions, but I'm not a doxer. I don't usually make people my content.
You know what's also odd, Pepe, is the fact that, sorry, I took my earbud out, that Ding Dong, JB said, I'm the biggest doc app, which I think is wild. I've been on since Clubhouse season 1. And he tried to use the example, FaceTime each other. I talked to her husband on this app. I mean, if you guys were in a room last night where Owen was in, when I asked him about it, he laughed. He's like, you're kidding me, right? I'm like, no. We exposed the person that had fake breast cancer and scammed a lot of money out of them. I did that with this Christy lady. So it's kind of odd that he's now saying she's the biggest doxer and that I'm going after his family. Wait, which one is it? Am I going after your family or am I preventing Pepe from bringing up your family? So make up your mind. It's kind of odd, the whole selective component of this, but
don't say prevented.
I need to play the audio now. We stopped you just in case. I wanted everyone to know, like, okay, you're not going to go there. So let me know when you're ready to play the audio.
Go ahead and play it.
Well, you got to change the audio sound because. Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Hold on. So there we have. So he admits it. He's made it very clear in his open relationship.
We couldn't hear it. We couldn't hear it. No.
Okay.
It was
Let me try it again.
total silence.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Are you playing it from another phone? Or
yes. From another device.
Yeah, it was total silence.
Yeah, we thought we were just still looking for it.
Are your headphones plugged in or something?
No, it's not. That's odd. Hold
on. Okay, Craig, let's go report Pepe's account right now.
Yeah, still nothing.
Bitch, shut the fuck up!
Well, she probably thinks it's.
I know. Just like let it happen. God damn. I like
increase
dude.
The pressure in the room type. We're gonna recreate. Here we go.
It's still not playing?
No. I can't hear sound.
Okay, let me try another source.
Do you have like a noise cancellation type of
microphone? This is Adam Slippers and Jeremy
settings.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Do you have a noise cancellation settings on?
It's too muffled. Can you like send it to me on Telegram and I can just play it?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll play it real quick. All right, let me play it.
Was that better?
So, did you guys hear that?
I did.
We heard it, but can you kind of give us a synopsis? Was that Adams?
Yes,
Yeah, that was Adams.
Claiming that he clipped you?
he's full of shit. He didn't clip nobody.
And 3 others. So I know he was gunning for Rich because he told me that personally.
Never underestimate the power of a shrewd gay black man.
I mean, he made all kinds of weird fucking accusations in his rooms.
Well, hold on a second. I'm reading a screen. I'm reading a receipt that's. I mean, hold on a second. I'll give you a link so you can share the receipt. But I'm reading something literally right now with that.
He's just regurgitating what fucking JB said before he's on. He was in the room and heard JB say that. Now he's regurgitating it, saying that he's not doing it. He's a bullshit artist, Adams is. Yeah, like it'll crash out, KK, and they'll be like, "Oh, KK was in my back channel trying to get at my booty hole." You know, like, so they'll just fucking like attack people with like stupid random shit.
He will never be able to produce any type of receipt like that, nor will a single man on this app to be able to share that, nor a woman. So that's just absolutely silly. There's a reason why I don't go in private rooms with men on Clubhouse because they like to lie on you. Sorry, that's true.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what Adams does. That's what he seems for. Yeah, Adams is just trying to make himself relevant on Clubhouse. But the verbatim, that's actually what JB was talking about, is that he talked to the Joe RDA guy. Yes, that's the guy who found it, right?
No, he's responsible, I believe. I ran into his profile the other day. He's responsible, I believe, for Clubhouse community. Hold on a second. Let me post that link in the chat.
Whoever it was one of the fake guys at Clubhouse who came in JP's room. He was just sitting there, and he invited him on stage, and he was telling him about how, myself and Pepe and other people were trying to dox him and, fucking with him and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not saying that I got fucking Pepe clipped, but, I did fucking relay this information over to such and such at Clubhouse." So, yeah, that was what JP's. Because he's a fat piece of shit.
Okay, I'm going to post the receipt that I just talked about in the chat. And if you want to, Pepe, you can put it up on the Jumbotron. So he's obviously on this. He's admitting it. We've heard an audio file need to be clipped. So when the audio clip that you just played said, yes, I got Pepe clipped in the Three Stooges or something like that, then, I know that's Rich, and Keegan did get clipped. I don't know who Rico, I think that meant Rich and Anderson. No, I posted it in the chat.
Yeah, but she posted the link to the Telegram channel.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
I deleted it.
Thank you. Hold on.
I'll just put it up top. Let you guys know, I'm this is a defamation attorney tomorrow. And trying to scare me or something. And then he's like, the beauty behind that is that, like, when you do a John Doe law, first of all, no attorney would say you have a case, because I did not. Bringing up, like, somebody's history, which you volunteer yourself on this app, and then, of course, when we're on this app and we see the rooms that were made about you and the allegations that were made about you, that's just sharing information. That's not defamation. And what are the monetary damages? I mean, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, it costs $7,000 to $10,000 down just for a retainer, and it generally costs about $30,000 just to do one of these lawsuits. And yeah, you're not going to pay $7,000 to dox me. I mean, give me a fucking break.
But wasn't Adams also, didn't he say some horrible things too about Keegan? And I don't even care for Keegan. That's been kind of known, but it's kind of interesting that he's saying all these other people are being very harassing and bullying, but in fact he has more of a history of it with the words that he shares and conveys about each other than a lot of people, right?
Somebody invite that faggot in.
Well, I mean, I would say that
he's probably already in here. Come on.
I mean, the problem is that like it's hypocritical. I mean, first of all, when it comes to Adams, it was nothing I did. The reason like he's been attacking is because we all heard what he was saying and what JB was saying, and then that's when we were all separately like. Somebody came to me first, but I was suspecting it before this person, messaged me, and I know you guys were doing it to each other as well. And they're like, dude, we have a mole, don't we? And then we're all kind of asking, who do you think it is? And we're all like, yeah, Adams.
Hi, nigger.
Dude, don't do that again.
That's all right.
But he ended up, and sure enough, it's like, then all of a sudden he's kind of, he's been with JB doing the rooms, but we ended up finding that out, like, hey, dude, you were in a private chat where people are, with your actual in real life friends, and Mike.
Oh, my bad.
No worries. And so, you like real life friends, like Rydell and KK, and you. Why did you share it with JB? Like, we have a private chat for a fucking reason. And, basically I know, the ladies that were friends with him, tried to reach out to him, talk to him about it, and he was just like, deflecting.
Whoa. I just got a receipt of Adams in a chat saying we should petition Clubhouse to fire Joe Armenia. I can't make this shit up. Y'all are wild for sending me this shit. Stand by. I'll get it. I'll give you the.
I'm just saying Adams should really chill out, because certain people do know his information. Not gonna say who.
Well, even I know his information, but I haven't shared it with anybody. But it's like, I know. Stop. Anyways, when it comes to Jesus Christ, so I hate it when people interrupt me. When it comes to, as I say, oh yeah, him. He got caught lying and doing something like fucked up, and giving information, maybe even a screenshot. We don't know how he did it, but some of it he would have only been able to hear because it was stuff that was being said in a private room. So he would have had to relay that information, and he was in that private room. And yeah, he's like, oh well, no, no, it's because Pepe's wrong, and it's almost like he's trying to make an excuse for why he's doing it in a weird way, and he doesn't want people to talk about it, and I don't know what it is. I know Clubhouse is kind of like his life and whatever, but you know, he said that he's on a war to get me off this app. And of course, like JB, we know his motivation. It's like we were, you know, yeah, I had rooms where I was incredibly insulting to him, and you know, just like he was to me. And he has a lot of dirty laundry that can be aired out, and receipts can be dropped, including just by showing replays on this fucking app from a few years ago. And you know, he ended up going on to his, you know, 46,000 followers. And, you know, he used that room as his own, like, personal, they would basically make response rooms in there. And he started saying, like, egregious shit. And
I sent you the link to that one. I mean, do you want? I mean, it's just confusing. I mean, it's interesting. I haven't been paying attention to this, but then I love it when people send me receipts. It's interesting. Can you post it on the Jumbo like you did before?
What was the eggplant about?
Yeah, but hold on a second. So, anyways, I hate getting interrupted. I ended up, fuck, what was I saying?
I hate getting interrupted.
I appreciate you sending the link.
It's a guy that's about to get clipped.
What was my? I don't remember now. God damn it! So I hate getting interrupted. So I always forget. Yeah. Does anybody know where?
They were all talking about how you look like kids.
Shut up.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's why I yell at people when they interrupt. Like, I cannot fucking stand that. That is my train of thought.
Oh, JB being a rat piece of shit. Now I'm seeing a fact.
No. That was at a very specific point.
That cool's boring.
But when people interrupt me, because it's like I'm like about to finish my fucking story, and all right. Now I'm trying to think. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was saying. God damn it.
Best state in the union, and everybody should move here and fuck Arizona.
Most more people would leave Arizona, to be honest with you.
Except for Beaumont, Texas.
But yeah, so when it comes to this app, I mean, there's just shit going on. A lot of fake stuff. People, it does the one thing is we have all the clips. And of course, what's really shitty is he would make, like JB made all those response rooms in healthy debates, but once he was removed as an admin, you know, it ended up like deleting all of his replays. But he kept on making one claim, and then it's just like, and I can understand people would be like, oh, when they hear it, they say, he talks to my children. He talks in families. What children? Dude, I don't even know about your fucking children. In fact, you know, we had talked about it in other rooms where people who, you know, used to be friends with you, they were saying like, dude, does he even really have children? Like, what does he mean children? And other people like, well, I thought maybe he had a son. But like, I don't know who your fucking kids are. Why do I even care? Nobody talked about your fucking children. I know nothing about them. The fuck does that have to do with me or this fucking house? or your, anything that or Clubhouse, nothing. Nobody talked about your fucking children.
Pepe. Yes.
But then when it comes to fucking, but then he was also making these stupid claims. Like, I was, that I had doxed Roger, I had given away his address, I had doxed his family, I had some stupid shit, and I went into his room and I said, no, I didn't. I showed his fucking picture. What are you talking about? And he basically then doubled down when I called him out on it, and apparently he said I did it the night before, and he has receipts from reliable resources. So I said, all right, dude, John Kitover recorded it, $1,000. Find the audio of me saying that any family member's name or giving away any address. He couldn't find it. It never happened. And so, but he kept on going with this stupid narrative. And then he would never address, when he made response rooms, of course he couldn't address anything I said because he couldn't prove anything or even disprove anything I said. So he just continued going with he fucked with my family, he doxed my family. Dude, receipts. Where did I dox your family? It never happened. I've never doxed you. Dude, I don't even know your fucking, who you're, I don't even know if you really have 2 kids, to be honest with you, or 3 kids, or 4 kids, or even 1 fucking kid. I don't know your fucking kids. What the fuck does that have to do with me? He's trying to generate fake outrage over something that never happened. It's stupid. But that's a tactic. I get it. He's butthurt because he ended up running his mouth in a room about me, and the actual owners of the house, because it wasn't his house, said, no, we don't tolerate this behavior. Kicked him as an admin. Now he can only get a few people into his shitty rooms. And he was getting really upset. I was somebody who stopped making rooms, but then when I started making rooms again, it's just like, oh, why is he getting more people in his room? Oh, this sucks. He wanted, it fucks with his ego because he's a narcissistic piece of shit.
Pepe, can you just do me a favor and talk to him as if he's here right now? Because he's in an anonymous account.
No, I know they're here.
Well, just tell him how you really feel.
Dude, I'm not going to make this like a shit-talking room. But I mean, it is, I am curious who at Clubhouse is doing this, getting accounts clipped, despite not having, I'll just say it, flat out false information. And,
Yeah, you never doxed anybody.
I never dox them. You're correct. I don't dox people. I have, sure, but I have, my whole MO is to come on here, I'd have controversial topics, I would have unpopular opinions, sometimes I use naughty words. That has been my MO from years. It's never been a doxer. I've never been a doxer. None of you will find clips of me being a doxer.
And the only reason I concede that I did dox him is because doxing includes releasing public information, private and or public information. So when there's a CBS article or whatever it was, I can't remember which news agency.
Don't dox anybody. Don't dox anybody.
No, I'm not going to. I'm saying when I release that news article, that technically is doxing because it's also public information. So technically, yes, when I say that I doxed him, I did release public information. It was through a fucking national fucking news station.
Yeah, but he's already addressed it. So his whole MO is this is once again not doxing, because if you look up Ketchakon without any spaces,
Baby, welcome to Pepe the Doc Show,
and then Con,
where we are continuing to document
profile on this app.
Pepe Stir the Pot.
His whole MO was like, yeah, I used to be a con man. I did some time in prison. And he would give out his real
JB
name.
loves you because you defended him.
You can look up the information and all that. And then, he would basically try to get it over with because he knew it was always coming. I think whatever circles he went in, that they would get back to them. That,
what's funny is Pepe doesn't have any other content. JB becomes Pepe's content, and then Pepe becomes JB's content. So it's like this vicious circle, and they're both too stupid to be able to break the cycle.
I mean, you had one guy
So it's just funny recording it
I
because
he
it's
was
just like
fucking
I'm your
notorious.
host Mojo
People come
documenting
in my rooms.
the
I'm
frog
notorious for
suit,
going to bed like
the
early and
moron
then passing out while my
boxing
room's
brain
open.
damage.
And then, you know,
Pee-pee.
people do all kinds of stupid shit in there, or used to. But I guess, you know, there was a guy, Yams, that's his name on here. He was, for whatever reason, got into an argument with one of the guys that used to be a moderator. Actually, this didn't happen in my room. No, yeah, we kicked him out for making threats against another moderator like a month and a half before that. But anyways, this guy ends up getting in a fight with Yams. And he's like, oh yeah, well here's my name, pussy, or something like that. And he's like, I live in Texas, and gave out his real name. So the guy like looks up his real name. And one of the first things that pops up is like the Texas sex offender registry. And he literally has to get yearly photos for child molestation. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, are you retarded? But that's what I guess when trying to be a tough guy fails. Absolutely, you know, have nothing to do with me. That was self-doxing.
Hey,
Can I help you with one thing real quick?
can we say that person's name or not?
No, he used to go by a different name, and don't do it on the stage.
Okay, cool. Pepe, I just want to let you know, for any of these anonymous accounts, if you want them to leave the room immediately, all you have to do is play music that is copyrighted. So if you play like 30 to 60 seconds, all the anonymous accounts will leave. The ones that are live streaming will. Because if they're
that's an old trick, but I don't care. It's not like John Kitover.
Okay, so I just put another link in the chat, and I think it's just odd now that Adams is saying Joe Armenia is his buddy, and that's how he's getting how he got you clipped, and you play the audio of that. Like, you can read what he's called Joe. I'm not going to say it, but
I'll say it for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. I love people sending me all these receipts. It's kind of interesting.
If you guys want to write it in the chat, just put a U instead of an O.
Oh my gosh.
No, we don't need to do that. But anyways, like when it comes to Adams, you know, he's
okay, baby. This has been another episode of Pepe the Doc Show in the Pepe House. Follow the house, cash in that pink ticket. We've been recording Pepe for like the past 2 hours.
I don't understand.
Cutting it up, chopping it up.
Acting
I hope you've enjoyed the show. This is a young man who has a
he would
traumatic
primarily
brain
target
injury.
black women
He was a
for whatever
boxer.
reason. That's who
Comes
he
on
would
here,
bang with.
stirs the
And he'd be
pot,
like,
talks
"You
about nothing.
big
Total
fat
waste of
bonnet
time.
wearing,
Slashing hard, study toilet,
what the fuck would he say?
be productive, hit the gym, eat well, get in the sun, have some
Those like
fun.
big back,
But
brunette
this
wearing,
is business.
silverback,
And the business
that kind of shit.
of retards
Talking
wasting
to
your
making
time
fun of them about
is my
the being
business. Does that
ghetto,
make
and
me a
he was
retard
like,
finder?
he
It
would
does.
He was so
It makes me.
obnoxious.
I find
And
retards
it's not because I thought
professional.
he was offensive.
We're not
so I don't care
monetizing
that
it,
he
but
says
they
that
said
stuff, but
we haven't
it's just like a
cracked the
kid on this
code
loud,
yet.
like screaming, and it was just like pierces your
YouTubers
fucking ears. I'm just
not
like, dude, just
how
Jesus
they
Christ,
got
you
us.
fuck up brooms.
They do not give us followers. Basically, I think all my
Saturdays,
accounts are
easy
pretty much
gamers.
like that.
It's like clear
I do get views, but it's a lot of.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, and with him, he's like, now he wants to play the race. Dude,
Clubhouse
he
people are probably
was
me.
one of the
All
America
these
rooms on a daily
activities
basis.
look
He
at
was one
me.
of the OG mods. He was one
So
of the people.
I am kind of wasting my
like
time, but
Rydell was one of them.
I
And
do find
there were
this to
several
be.
people that
I don't
would
know. To me, it's like the future of
like,
podcasts. So,
make fun of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, ghetto black
anyways, I
people.
hope you enjoyed the show. This has been
And
Pepe the Doc Show.
I don't know. I just think he's hypocritical. Now he wants to play the race card. Like, give me a fucking break.
Also, for anybody else in the audience, if you want to write the N word, just add 2 more G's.
But yeah, so these people are either abusing, and maybe Joe Armenia will see this room. I heard that sometimes they pop in if you have Clubhouse in the title. But I mean, these are receipts that, of course, KK's has been. I've more or less been cool with Adams on this app, not, as opposed to like KK and Rydell, more in real life. And yeah, I mean, you see nasty stuff that he says. He brags about being able to get, Joe Armenia to clip people. And I don't.
And said the three other stooges as well, meaning Keegan, which was clipped, Rich, who was clipped, he was in here just a minute ago. I don't know who the third person is or whatever. It's just like, all right. This is the thing. I used to think it was like, okay, the torrid things Adam says, I shared in the receipts that he's talked about Joe, but now Joe, if he's doing it, or if it's not Joe, I don't want to say the woman's name that others are suggesting that Adams went to, because I don't think that's fair to her to put into this, but because Adams is the one that's saying with his full chest, I did it. I make no excuses about it. I've said it out loud. I have not hid from it. But for what context would you be clipped for the past several times, right?
That's a thing.
That doesn't make sense. But yet the people that clearly against terms of service towards me, JB and that guy Renaissance just this past week, I can also call out American Woman who told me to go suck my
her from like 5 years ago.
I mean, I had that.
Like before this app, I've known her.
It's not even just me. Like ML saying that he would dig up Brad's wife and, R her and his daughters too. Like, she's deceased. It's like, well, what is it? Which is it? Like, oh, you get irritated and all that shit. That shows that. But yet, somehow, that I'm labeled unstable. I'm then diagnosed that, from an armchair perspective, that I'm unstable, but when I'm sitting here advocating for what should be done as deemable for being clipped and not being clipped, right? So it's a little hypocritical here. So where's the consistency of this? You didn't get clipped for how many years, Pepe, and now you're getting clipped right and left because someone all of a sudden hated. I mean, you saw my links in the chat. Fired Joe Armenia, called him a sexual preference slur word. I mean, is that showing preference to users? What's the deal? Is it only because others have Ananon? Is that what it is? It's like, oh, we'll only protect you if you pay monthly. I don't know. Where's the line?
I mean, I know something is not right because, like, once again, you guys know the stuff I would say. It revolved around generally different groups of people or political ideologies. Like, I would have controversial. I would mainly go into other rooms that had controversial topics and would sometimes have controversial opinions. Sometimes say naughty words. We all know that. And then I year and a half, no bans, no getting clipped. And this is somebody who is, for the last few months has been coming on here like every day. And I know that when I'm in like Lufax rooms or some of these bigger rooms, I am getting reported for sure. Because people are going to be offended by some of the shit I say. And people say they reported me. Now, I don't get clipped. But then suddenly, the fact that I get clipped every day, that is fucking weird. There is a string that is obviously being pulled. I did not do. Like 2 days in a row, I've been clipped for doxing. Doxed who? I didn't dox anybody yesterday. I didn't dox anybody the day before. It's stupid.
What rooms were you in yesterday? Is there...
Well, I was in Ewan's room.
Ewan's room. You fell asleep profiles with, what I would call like a comical name that you identify as sometimes, like Pasquale. So it's not even in the algorithm of every time, Clubhouse alert system, if this person has a profile and his name is Pepe, that you need to clip them because you've had other comical names that you like to use, like Pasquale. And Pasquale even got clipped. And the only time Pasquale, I believe, was speaking in a room on stage was when we were talking politics. So that means somebody must have come in on an Ananon account, shared the link of that actual Pasquale's profile, shared it to someone else to get that account clipped.
right?
Yep.
So that's what it's decided. They like one person 1 month, and to the next, then you're going to get your account clipped. I mean, I'm sorry, that should be a concern. Oh, then you're also going to ignore the egregious, obvious cases of terms against service, speaking ill on the deceased, to include victims of tragedy. That's verbatim what it says in the terms of service. You're going to let that shit go? When I have audio files of, Jay say that about me, and then also someone coming in on an Anon and then reporting it, which is it's disappointing. It really is. I don't know. I mean, anyone can be a total.
I can play the recordings. I can play the recordings of him or what he was saying about your dead husband, which I know I reported it for that even, and so there is people obviously reporting him, and he did say a lot of nasty things to about several women, and he then even. Of all people, I mean, Adams was a notorious shit talker on here. But yeah, they're not getting clipped. But this is the weird thing: is I'm getting clipped for things that I did not do. It's usually the reasons given are spam or doxing, and it's like, no, I'm not doing either of those fucking things on this app. I don't go into chat saying, "You want a chance to earn $1,600 this month? Go ahead."
In terms of senators and representatives at noon on the third day of January.
Well,
so somebody's getting polling shares.
This article had not been
this is
ratified.
bullshit.
The terms of their successors shall then begin. CongressmanJohnForCongress.com. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button now.
Clips that people have sent to me when the room was actually still on replays. So when Jay went against terms of service and spoke poorly about the deceased husband, all actually then later streamed onto Instagram Live and then on YouTube. So it's like, we're not recording the rooms, we're actually, downloading and saving the replays and listening to them, and also getting from the rooms when they actually replays were on, but also from exterior resources platforms that are not such problem. Everybody has quite a share in regards to John and privacy, and you're not supposed to do that, but then, he's content farming too with 15 iPhones onto YouTube. So 57, sorry. I get lost. My abacus is dusty today. I've been guarding most of the day. So this is where we're getting the audio clips from. So not only is this...
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, not only is this a problem on this app, now it's carried over onto other social audio platforms. So it's kind of like, all right, then my voice is heard where? Without my permission, right? It's used in what context? But yet, who's unstable? I don't know. You play what you want, Pepe. This is your room, but I think there's a lot of concern for everyone to have. I'll be a ride or die for them, and only them. But you should be concerned. You piss off the wrong person. Someone cries to someone else, and without even you having any type of opportunity to explain or share or any of that, your voice will be muffled, right? And then you can't even stand up for yourself and share the fact, the lies that being spread about me. It's just crazy. I doxed this lady that was my friend. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's where it is going to be. But you know what? That's what they want. They want to minimize the truth. They want to. They'll talk over you. They'll deflect. They'll move the goalposts. They'll do anything because they're scared of the actual truth. But guess what? Truth always comes out. That actually, I know that's just Adams, but shit, there's other instances too that I've experienced on Clubhouse that people try to lie on me, and I did not attack. I didn't do anything. I said the truth will come out. I'm not going to play this game.
You know, I got dragged for months, still lied upon to this day, and people had to apologize to me. I accepted their apology, and I kept my name out of their mouth and went on my merry way. But suddenly they got to start talking about, you know, me again and say I need to, you know, I should expect to be popped in the mouth. Like, why would a woman say about another woman, you know, you should expect to be popped in the mouth to talk the way you do? The fuck?
I just want to say that Adam's a scared little bitch. He's too cowardice.
Well, I don't think he's scared. I'm just disappointed. He just kind of betrayed some very long-time friends. Well, I do feel like that, and I feel like, sadly, you know, he's lied to a lot of people as well, not just me. Lied to people that he now is trying to, I think he's trying to cover his ass if people don't realize that he's lied to them.
I'm sorry. It is wild. KK is exactly what
Well, I mean, listen, my last conversation with him is I was very upset. And I was upset and I said, Adam's either you're lying or JV's lying. So produce this audio that you said that you have of Pepe clearly. And I was like, it's one or the other. And I don't like being put in this situation. And that was the last time. And I never heard from him since then. Like, that literally.
Yeah, hey, he's a bitch. I call him out in front of everybody here. Anybody who knows Rogers, if he's up for a debate against me on anything.
I like
Zionism,
I've known him since Clubhouse season 1. I like Roger, so I
think he'll debate you on Muhammad being a pedophile.
Guys, I don't want to do, guys, I don't want to do, stop, Rich, Mikhail, stop. Rich, don't do that fucking shit in my room, bro. Like, you're just like literally shitting on the fucking stage when we're to start trouble with other people when we're not talking about this. Let Howard.
I'm sorry, Howard. I couldn't hear you, sir.
No problem. Hey, just based on your feedback, I'm a big believer in addiction. You know, it's going to ultimately people have to be accountable for their actions. And things catch up to people at the end of the day. I really believe that.
Thank you.
I don't. I didn't. It just kind of spun out of control, which basically you don't come back to me when I clearly said either you're lying to me or JB's making this all up, one or the other, and there's an audio, then it's not the right thing to do. It's just, and this is what's so bothersome to me is the Adams that I knew used to be more of the type of a man that would be like, that's not the right thing to do. That's not the right thing to do, right? Like, listen, I did a faux pas. The professor, I kind of leaned heavily into defending Adams and I apologized to her, and I told her I was wrong for defending Adams when I did, but that she brought up something about his deceased mom, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. But then to understand maybe those were half truths. You know, I didn't want to have that on my conscience, so as soon as I saw her Clubhouse again, I apologized to her. It's kind of the right thing, but that's how Adams, that one that I grew to have a long time friendship is that's the man that, you know, I liked. You know, and that's why I'm just like, I don't understand why he's just not doing the right thing and saying the truth, and you know, and I honestly, I've avoided speaking on this is because it's my long-term friend, and I'm just sad. And you know, people say like, well, you were really my friend. I didn't like you anyways. You know that? I'm like, okay, all right. We can pretend
that I was right, KK.
Okay, Pepe, what about the clip that you have that you were saying that you were going to play?
Oh, me, I did play it, sir.
No, Pepe said he had his own clip.
Oh, yeah, Pepe has his own, and he, you know, John Kitover, as much as we don't like him being in our rooms, is he's streamed all these rooms onto the internet and onto Instagram and Instagram Live, and then also YouTube, and people have got the clips and passed them on to me and Pepe and others. So
he's really a jewel. He's a plus. He's a jewel in Clubhouse. I even saw he has Roger being racist on a few of them. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Pepe's room. He can play whatever he wants. It's Pepe's room. He can play whatever he wants to play, but.
Hold on, I'm going through clips real quick. But yeah, I have some.
Well, I think while you're looking for that, and Pepe's played this clip before that was on John Kitover's YouTube, and it was actually on the room on replays from the 19th, like for a while, and it was, but then it disappeared magically. Oh, I wonder why. Where, you know, Pepe goes in on to JB's stage, and him and the lovely Nye asked Pepe questions, specific questions, and both JB and the lovely Nye said, well, we have, you know, couple of people and trusted sources and proof and audio that, you know, you did this. And Pepe answered every question, and they thought they were going to catch him on something, and they caught something else. There was no more smoke, and you didn't have anything else, and there was no disdain. Pepe, you da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then why would you continue? Especially since there is an audio file from that room of you admitting that Roger told you to let's telling audio is Pepe just being like, yeah, I shared his picture. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. They're like, did you do this? Like, no. And they're obviously there's dead silence between the people on stage, and they're like, well, they didn't have proof to say that that's what was happening, so they just kind of had to let him go, right? But then it's kind of continues. It's the hypocrisy. Pepe gets clipped. How many times Adams admits it, and Adams admits that he goes to Joe Armenia, and he admits that he got Pepe clipped. But here I am. I've had JB in resistance just in this past 2 weeks speak poorly about my deceased husband, okay, and then they don't get clipped. Why is that? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It only screams favoritism, which is not fair. And then if they're going to do it to Pepe, then what? I won't be surprised if my account gets clipped next just because I'm irritating them. You know, it's
you ain't a part of the club, honey. It's a special club.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I thought we were all allowed to, you know, speak and talk and have proof and whatnot. It's hypocritical. It's just very much hypocritical. And if they do it to Pepe, they're going to do it to everyone and anyone. And the major point is, Pepe, as bombastic as he can be, and I don't agree with everything that he has said in the past. I don't agree with some of his comments. I don't agree on a lot of things, but he hasn't been admitting it. And then people are like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, stay friends with Adams. Well, you better worry, because if you say something or do something that, you know, he doesn't like, then maybe he'll get you clipped next. You know, I'm surprised that he would do this. That's why I've been kind of quiet about this with regards to him. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm just kind of, it just really makes me sad. But Pepe, you can play whatever you want to play.
Still kind of looking through them.
I mean, you know, it's confusing because what the said story of who's done what, who has not done what, and how we have proof, don't have proof of what Pepe did has changed so many times. You know, there's an audio clip of Adam saying that Anne sent Jay Monica's personal info, and that's why Jay, when he was talking about doxing, dangers of doxing, like, he actually doxed Monica on stage. I don't care for Monica, but shit, that's kind of odd. you're having a room about doxing and then you dox someone. So how did Jay get that information? Adams clearly says on an audio and sent Jay Monica's information. So what are we supposed to believe here? Like, I didn't want to Karma.
I mean, KK, the things he said about me, you know, like the lie accusations that I offered him sexual stuff, you know, like, and when someone says, look, dude, you're not funny. You know, I told him multiple times, you're literally straight up harassing me. We've never had any kind of relationship. I have never been in your back channel. Like, you're not even my type. And then he was like, I mean, you guys saw it. He was like harassing me.
Sir, he does that to me and everybody else. It's like, Rich is in my back channel trying to get it and spread my
No, Rich, this was way more than that.
Like, that's what I was saying.
Rich,
it was a lot.
Rich,
It was a lot.
I know that, but I'm saying, sir, he
what
just
he did to me was straight up sexual harassment. Okay, this is online sexual harassment, bullying, simple. So, and I asked him many times to stop. You know, but what I'm trying to say is, like, the dude has no conscience. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, Rich, I can only say what he shared with me. He said, we need to get rid of Rich. He is harassing me and stalking me. And he's saying all these disparaging things. And I'm like, well, what? And he's like, he said that I was like in some sort of tranny room, you know, or gay room.
I did say that, yeah.
Well, I mean, and that you said that, you know, he made a comment about someone's profile picture. I don't care what type of room you're in, each their own. Like, I go into different rooms. Doesn't mean like I'm clearly that type of person that are speaking. I was like, well, I didn't know you, and I was like, I've never seen that. What are you talking about? And then, you know, there was a screenshot that I saw, which exactly what he said actually happened, and maybe that's the reason why he's attacking you or wants to get rid of you. About saying someone's profile picture was really hot or something, and a tranny room or something like that.
He said it, or I said it?
No, you said it. You had a screenshot and you shared it in a room, and it was written out in that capacity.
Nope.
Well, someone was.
So I have clips of some of the room, like when he was saying the insulting stuff of, you know, about your husband, and you know, about mine. But as far as the and saying shit about me, but fuck, it was mostly those replays all got deleted when he's removed as admin, you know, on Clubhouse. But I remember him saying like, oh well, you know, I have a feeling his accounts are not going to be lasting long, you know, in the future. I don't know. He must have been onto something that I wasn't into, but I don't know. I mean, the only real proof I have a very strong suspicion. There's obviously somebody's pulling a string with the right person, and you know that's how my accounts are getting clipped. Because like, you guys have seen like this is on this whole room is recorded. I've not doxed anybody. I've not used a slur. I've not done any of that stuff. And I haven't been like the last few days, and sure enough, like it's probably gonna happen like clockwork tomorrow. I'll have, you know, harassment at this point. Like Adams, you know, if he is the one doing, like, we don't even really talk much about him, but it is kind of like, yeah, you're being brought up because you're the one taking credit for like getting me clipped, and it's like clear I'm getting clipped for no reason, and it's just like, yeah, you're gonna be on people's mind. It's just silly, but I know he said that he like his goal is to. Like basically, he just wants me and I guess other people off the app completely. And so that's I guess why he's doing
Isn't
it.
that what he said about me, Pepe? He wanted me off the app. I have the recording of him. He first wanted me to stop being friends with you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
If you remember in Telegram, I sent that, and then there is a recording of him. He wanted me off the app, and to be honest, when he was harassing me, I did talk to attorneys. You know, I work with attorneys. I do personal injury, car accidents, so I know a lot of attorneys. I talked to attorneys, and they told me that, you know, I'm not going to go into details, but they told me the best thing for me is to just not go on the app, you know, especially that he was really causing me a lot of mental stress. Like I understand, Rich, he was in your back channel and saying you were in his back channel and all that stuff, but he was causing me pain and suffering. There are people in this room right now who've heard me tell him many times in private spaces, I said, Adams, please stop. You're causing me stress. Like, can we just not talk? And he would keep talking about my private part and how I offered to. Who's putting laugh emojis? Are you that kind of a sicko person who you think this is funny? This is really funny to whoever is putting laugh emojis.
It's probably from an anon.
Sexual stuff and like he was keep doing it. He did it on Clubhouse. He did it on private, you know, chats, group chats in Telegram. Like he was just keep doing it, but he wanted the same thing. He just wanted me to go away, and that was what the attorney told me was the best. They're like, you know what, just get off the apps at least for now, you know, because you remember you want to sue someone, they have to have something so you can actually, first of all, like recover the costs of your lawsuit. You know, so it's like, well, I don't really want to do that.
Well, Adam said he went to New York to file a lawsuit. And I'm like, wait, what? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I didn't ask a lot of questions. This is when I was still trying to like sort this out with him before things got really disturbing. I was like just trying to get things settled just with him. But he totally said he was going to New York. I just listened. That's all. I mean, you know, I didn't understand, and when I don't understand, it's better just to listen. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
JB lives in New York.
I know, but why would he wanting to go see a lawyer in New York for JB when JB's his friend, his buddy? I don't know. I used to.
Yeah, that is weird, KK.
Yeah.
And most of these attorney firms,
Yeah, like they have multi-state attorneys, to your point. Like they have offices all over the U.S. No, I agree. I thought you got clipped for a second, Pepe, when I saw you leave.
I know.
was like, oh, no.
And a lot of personal injury attorneys, you know, that work for California, they're not even inside California because the cost of operating outside of state is cheaper.
You know, if I got clipped while I was in this room, that would actually be like a good thing, because then it can show you that, like, I was not saying anything or doing anything against the rules, and that I'm just like basically being harassed and accused of shit I'm not doing, and then getting clipped. So, I mean, this is the one room I've been in since I've had this account.
No, and Pepe, you stopped us too. Like, you stopped people in this room from saying certain things to try to potentially dox someone. So, yeah, you've not done anything wrong.
I know, but that's not what a collective side is trying to do, Nick, is they're definitely now, when they're running out of lies, when it didn't stick that Pepe doxed Roger, and when people got the truth, it was a picture that he shared, right? Like, then they evolved it into something else that would hopefully stick as well. Then it was something else and something else. Oh my God, Mike 1, Mike 2, he cracks me up, I'm telling you. Don't ever fuck with a crip. That's just all I'm gonna say. Or have one that's a friend. Oh gosh, Mike. God bless you. But yeah, Nick, it's definitely confusing. It doesn't make sense. Like, what has he said in here that would be problematic? Right? I mean, it's not even just like, well, shit. Do you all?
It took me offering him sexual things. Because he was keep saying he's gonna bring the receipts once his account is back.
Well, I don't know how many accounts he has. I know he has a couple, whatever. No, but the thing, like, Sarah, that's the reason why I apologized to you the other day, is because I believed him. I didn't think my friend would lie to me. But then after conversations with him, he kind of like moved the goalpost. I caught him in a couple of small lies. Every time I asked him a direct question, he would deflect. All the things that, like, he would never engage with me in that capacity in all the time that I've been friends with him. So that's why I'm like, what is going on? Like, what are you trying to hide? Why is the story changing? I didn't understand.
Yeah, and I want to tell Rich. I want to tell Rich because I just remembered this. You know, again, I've told you guys I'm not upset because he's your friend. You know, he was you guys' friend, and you guys trusted him. Wow. And Rich, something that had a very difficult emotional toll on me when he was doing this was that a lot of women who were around him were telling me, well, we're not saying you're lying, but we don't know any other woman that he's done this with. So they were basically indirectly, you know, implying that we believe him, you know? So it's like, this was absolutely 100% sexual harassment, online bullying, and it just went on and on and on and on and on. And I have so many hours of screen recording, you know, that I just begged him over and over to stop.
Can we hear one? I need to hear this for my own clarity and to see what kind of man this is. Can we hear one?
But Sarah, wasn't it all in that Telegram group? Because I mean, there was.
Well, he did this on Clubhouse too.
Oh,
there are a lot of. Yeah, he did it in Clubhouse, and then he did it in Telegram too. Yes, he did it in Clubhouse. In every room, he was talking about me, saying different things, how my coochie smells, how he said a lot of things about me, you know, and it's interesting because.
I thought you weren't a doctor either.
Oh, he said that. I actually doxed myself. I send my information, my name to a couple of people putting a mental strain on me, saying that, oh, she can't be a doctor or a professor because she's online. First of all, okay, I'm not. Who cares if I am or not, right? Who really cares? You know, but I was online because I had I had a health issue. I had lost vision in my right eye. And I had said that in many rooms, including Rogers, right? So I was out of work completely. I was on medical leave for 3-4 months. And then the last couple months of it, I was online. You know, I was on Clubhouse. But either way, like, I don't have to, like, explain myself. Like, the fact that I had to, like, send people my name, you know, because I'm just sick and tired of this person, like, accusing me of all these things. And, I mean, those things really doesn't matter to me. Who cares? I'm a doctor or not. I'm a professor or not. Who cares? It's not like you're like I don't know how to say it, you know, but when you're like accusing someone that they offered to like have sexual things with you and they were begging you and they wanted you, that's sexual harassment. Like any woman who's dealt with this can understand what I'm talking about. You know, it's like it's really, really not okay though. You know, especially when someone says, "Look, I need you to stop. Like, let's just not talk. I won't talk to you. You don't talk to me." And he was keep going. But you saw part of it on their what is it called? Telegram.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, if it is true, if he is using Joe Armenia, this is the guy. He's telling us that he's having us get clipped and he posted just like a couple screenshots of him saying that and referring to Joe Armenia, not some very nice language, and I mean, clearly you can tell he's doing this out of like spite and vengeance. He's not doing this to out of concern or because he feels like I don't know, he feels like somebody's violating somebody in some kind of way. He's just doing this to be a jerk. But yeah, I don't know. But I felt like I was just gonna make a room today and just like air this out. It's really bizarre. Something is being abused. Either people are finding a way to abuse the system so that my accounts get clipped, or there's somebody that can pull a string and get it and make it happen. So I don't know. I definitely think it's bullshit. What's up? It's just also odd. Like Adams, of all people, like I was never mean to him, or he was always. I always made him a moderator on my stages. I don't know why. Don't know why he's doing this.
But he said the other day, like he never liked you. You guys were never friends.
Then why was he always friendly with me, and why did he?
I don't know.
Was he just sucking up to me so he could be a moderator when I do my rooms?
I mean, I don't
get it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not gonna
he's
speak.
definitely the type to play the game, depending on any room he's in. That's like just download gay black men. That's how they do it.
Oh,
They're
come
just trying to climb the
on, guys.
ladder.
I don't think that's not important to this conversation.
They're always trying to climb the ladder.
I just didn't think like he was a man of character that would actually grow friends. Yes, I'm saying my friendship with him. We've shared a lot of conversations and very supportive of each other. So I think that's why this is sad and it's hard for me to talk about when it comes to him because I just really want him to be truthful.
Yeah. I'm surprised. When I opened this room, I was like, what are the chances like Clubhouse would just shut it down? Didn't happen. That's surprising. But the replays are on. Yeah, there's so many people here as witnesses. So like, I mean, you can't say I was doxing. You can't say I was spamming or doing any of the stuff that I get clipped for.
Well, I mean, what's also was just like the whole gatekeeping of how dare you go to another space, then you're not welcome in my space, right? Like,
but JP's notorious for that, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, that's what you're dealing with. I don't think I've ever heard you say anything like that. Like, oh, you go over there, you can't come back over here. How dare you? I'm watching you. I'm keeping notes. All that shit. Like, look at Lou's PTR picture. And Lou is kind of quiet. He just kind of keeps to himself, talks a lot in UFC MMA rooms, and that's about it. I've known Lou since like Clubhouse Season 2, I believe, and Lou just kind of kept quiet, didn't say much, and then called him out on it, and now he's on, his shit list, like, can't come back, you're not welcome, and the whole, like, oh, we're going to mass blocking. We're blocking, like, that's what someone else told me, like, yeah, we're blocking everyone, and reporting everyone, and blocking. I'm like, oh, God, but yet you're women of class, okay.
Pepe, I got a question. When you try to sign it, what does it exactly say? Because mine just says you suspended for violation of terms and conditions. Did it just actually say doxing it?
Did you just get clipped again?
Huh?
This is another new account, right?
Oh no, I was just proving a point that I have all the.
Oh.
Okay, so I was gonna say that it depends. So if you Red Bar will say community guidelines. However, you click on the information, the little notification bell, and then it will give you a reason there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mine when I try to get my verification code, it just says your system.
Oh yeah, if you try to get you have to be on the app and the notification bell.
Now, what were you saying, KK, about something about a screenshot or something? Hey.
Oh, I was talking about Lou and the audience, his screenshot. It's the conversation. Oh, yeah. No, not Pepe and trannies. Oh, Lord Jesus. Rich, I swear to God.
No, I meant Adams. Sorry. I meant Adams. No, the whole thing about me dragging Adams was that he would go into his alt account, and then I would see his profile in a room, and I would go in there, and there would be 30 people on stage, and they're all transgender and shit.
Yeah.
Screaming gay guys and shit like that, trannies. So I would just drag him about that. I'm like, Adams, why are you in trans?
Well, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah, why do you guys say these kind of things? Ludwig in the chat, he keeps calling me a transy, but who cares? And then when I say so.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, guys, I don't want to bring this stupid drama.
I'm just saying, I don't like your profile picture either. So.
All right, shut up, Rich. God damn, dude. This isn't a troll. This isn't a space for you to fucking troll, dude. You're really starting to get on my nerves.
What a sigh.
It's intentional.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I think you're talking about Bibi. Yeah, Bibi was the Israeli guy.
All right, yeah, we don't care.
He was the one that was talking about fucking tranny.
All right, dude, why do you do this?
Bring it up.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care. We're not talking about, but we're not doing this stupid drama on this stage.
You literally been doing that for an hour now.
No, yeah, we're not talking about stupid clip. There was a clip where he was bullying the stage.
Oh, what he said to Elle. She was just in the audience. It's not funny, but it's funny that he's not self-aware of what he says, and it was to a woman. I don't know.
This is his MO. He did this when he started, when he first got into healthy debates, and he had a large Jewish audience. He started saying basically, because I ended up outing him, and then he was telling the people in that back then, I don't want to see you go into his rooms or talk to him, but here's him bullying his fucking audience. This is hilarious. It's on 2 speed. Hold on. Fucking retarded. See, this is the funny part. Is how he was trying to be a hero regarding he admits he self-snitches on this piece because somebody we talked to on this app talked to Roger on the phone, and Roger was kind of he heard these rumors. He's like, did Pepe talk to me? And then he's like, no, I don't think so. He's like, oh, okay. He was kind of chuckling. And so, and he said, and he was basically saying he didn't sound like he really cared. But here's JB acknowledging what Roger told him. Name somebody. I don't even know who your children are, dipshit. Whose children did I disparage? There he goes with this fake bullshit. another thing he said about me, quite interesting. Okay, where's the proof? Where's the proof? John Kitover recorded that whole fucking room. Where's the proof? I doxed his family. He's such a lying piece of shit. Where's the proof? Yeah, okay.
Did you dox his family?
No.
Then why would he say that?
Family.
Why would he make such a?
That's what I'm saying. We told him that never happened, and people who know his, I guess are connected with them on LinkedIn. Then there's the people who know about it inside his fucking name, let alone his family. I know he's referenced that. I believe he's referenced that he has kids. That's all I know. I don't know any of his family's name. What the fuck? His family is irrelevant. Why? What does that have to do with any?
Well, they lied just to make you look bad. Then that's
obviously. That's why
someone needs to be clipped as them for slandering your name. If you didn't do that, that's terrible.
So, Professor, hold on just a second. Pepe, I just sent you a clip where someone asked him, well, how did Pepe get Roger's information? And JB said that Rich and Pepe, you better listen here carefully, Rich. He says this about you. Where's this coming from? Rich and Pepe went into John Kitover's campaign information, and that's how they got his information. And then as soon as JB says that, Adam stops them and deflects and da-da-da-da-da. Then another lady, I'm not allowed to say her name, starts saying something else, and Adam stops her as well. So you should hear this one, Rich, so you know what they've been saying. You've been gone for a little bit, so you were clipped. Do you see that one, Pepe? It says JB deflect Adams. Rich and Pepe. It's the last one I just sent you.
Okay.
Personal.
That's what I just played.
Hold on a second. No, it's the last one that I just sent you in your DM.
Yeah, 5:35 p.m. It says at the end, JB says Pepe would kill black people.
No. This is another one. It might be going through. Hold on, I'll try to send it again right now.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Okay, some more just went through.
Yeah. That's the one that he tries to explain how you got the information, which is wild. But Adams interrupts it, which is weird.
This is funny. Okay, this is the harebrained scheme he had for how supposedly I doxed Roger. Roger came on here with his real fucking name and his real picture in season 1. The season 1 people all know his real fucking name, the ones that were around him. I ended up hearing about him from season 1 people. Him and another well-known person on this app ended up doing a video podcast on YouTube. That is how, and they were told about it, and that's how, a couple of years ago, somebody told me about the fucking video. This is so stupid. There's nothing sophisticated about it. But here's the clip.
So which is it?
That is why it's like, where does he come up with this shit? That I'm somehow working with Rich, which means I have to work with John Kitover, the guy who films everybody on the fucking app. That somehow I worked with them, and that the people who gave donations, I'm guessing maybe Roger.
But look,
like, where does this stupid shit come from?
Rich, you know. Yeah, but look who stopped him.
Adams.
It was Adams. And then when that lady started talking, guess who also interrupted and said, we need to talk about this, the three of us offline. Well, that's quite telling, right? So if it was the truth, then why would you stop them? And then why would you say, like, it could get messy, we need to talk offline if it was the truth? So which is it? First it was like, we have an audio file of it. Then it's Rich and Pepe, that's how they got the information. And then it's Chillism. And then it's like a couple other people. It's like, well, which is it? I feel like it's the selective change of story to cover up someone's ass.
I mean, I have been orchestrating political events.
Oh my God. I swear to God, Jesus. You lucky it's Sunday.
So I got another clip. Let's see what he said. Why is it not showing all fucking messages right now? This is so fucking weird.
I carried around with 1 gallon and said like that for $4.
So your voice messages are not showing up on my fucking thing.
And Telly?
Yeah. Hold on a second. I do have this one clip you sent me with Adams admitting he's the one who got me clipped. Amazing. I mean, so obviously he's, I guess he's insinuating, as he always has, that he has this in with that guy Joe Armenia, and he can get us clipped. Amazing.
Hey, do y'all ever play the game where you figure out who's been on Clubhouse the longest?
I just sent you another one, okay?
All right, here's this next.
Something he said in the room that it had nothing to do with doxing. Oh, he got clipped because he was going on a tirade for the last 5 days about me, my family, my background, everything. You name it, Yoshi. He
went on a tirade about you gave away like you gave away willingly your name and your backstory as Ketchikon, and as JB, you still do this on this app. The only thing I mentioned is like, why do you claim to be Italian but you don't have an Italian last name? Okay. Let's see what else.
tried to, but all he really was doing, Yoshi, was regurgitating the same shit that everybody else has said over the last 5 years and that I even spoke about. But he just.
Oh my God, that even he spoke about. Oh my God. Oh my God. In other words, that's the opposite of doxing because we're talking about it on this fucking app. Amazing.
Those polarizing things that people come to the truth because they want to get a bomb preach.
To find the fucking clip of me even mentioning one of your fucking family members. Just one. Where I even said their fucking names. Any of their fuking names.
Well, because
it did not happen.
Exactly.
So he's going with the false narrative. And like he always does. He knows I've never talked about, but he knows people are going to be like, oh, he talks about kids? He talks about families and it's doxed them? Oh my God. Okay, dude, prove it. You can't prove it because I've never fucking done it.
Yeah, I don't think it should get personal. Also, something they said to you or said about a topic, that's one thing. But when you take that beyond this digital realm,
All right. Then, here's JB talking about, and it is against the terms of service. And I know I reported him for this, and so did a lot of other people. But here he's talking about the widow of a man that was killed in combat. Here's what he had to say about her. So Mon, this to say about Mon, who I've always done rooms with.
Don't lose your shit. Do not lose your shit. Fair warnings.
Amazing. And I know he said like other things. He said that like Mon is like a self-hating black, and I have that one. Yeah, it's really that's funny. I mean, who are you to say like who a self-hating black is? You fucking retard. Especially as somebody who's self-hating what your real ethnicity is, so you would tell people you were Italian. I mean, come on. Really? Sounds like yes, NPD is exactly what it is. This guy is like fucking, and that is not, once again, doxing. That is me giving my personal opinion. He takes like every fucking trait for NPD. It's bizarre. Like that, it would come through like on.
Undermine each other and give each other diagnoses, and everybody else has like self-diagnose each other. But I think there are people that are chronic issues, right? That are walking around throughout the day, haven't been diagnosed, and have no treatment. And NPD is something that you have to actually treat. You have to make them self-aware and realize that like they cannot just be walking around with this disorder and interfacing reality. They can't interact with people. And unfortunately, I think people are so sick that they don't even realize their own identity. So he needs to go get evaluated himself. He has to.
He says he's volunteered the information on an app that he goes to like therapy twice a week. I mean, and his name is Ketchikon, and so that's another app name that is still here. That he goes by. He admits it even on this account that he has that like he was a con man and he did go to prison, for it. This is something like I just played in the recording. He admits it. And he does have, you can let him talk about it. I wouldn't say he would give you the most accurate picture of what he was accused of, but
I know.
It's just my opinion. But and then there were a lot of rooms made about him. So like the biggest content creators or people who ran rooms, a few years ago, they would absolutely he got called out so many times. And you can just look up like Catch a Con and in the search history for rooms and like Ion, Million Man Marathon, they've all done it. And these people, I can't verify the authenticity, of course, but
should not be on an app like this. It's all fun and games in the beginning, but when it's chronic and you can't, you keep repeating the same behavior, you can't control yourself, then you have an underlying issue. Get off the app, continue in life, participate with like seeking help, and that's it. That's all you can do. I wish him well. I want him to get the best help possible and have a better life.
I mean, this is you see, like KK used to be friends with them. I used to, be cool with them. But when I used to do my rooms in White America, he would come in and like he was upfront that he got in trouble and all of that stuff. I think he does this because he knows that the information will get around the app. And so he kind of just tries to get it out of the way, which is, I'm not going to fault him for that. But he was always like polite, I would say charming in a way. And of course he would be like, hey, I'm going to make a room. Do you think you guys would show up? And, I'd be like, yeah, okay, we'll show up. Because, at that time I would draw an audience into his room. October 7th happens, then there's healthy debates. And I don't know how, but he became, somebody made him a moderator in there, and he didn't like allowed to host rooms, and he was like, at that time, like a huge chunk of not that it's true, it's kind of relevant, like a large chunk of the people in healthy debates were Jewish. And, this is where a lot of them went because of, after October 7th, obviously, that this was something that was really on the line. And when I saw him moderate, I saw him be like really like a big bully. And what I also found really bizarre is that it's almost like he wanted to make his like control. He wanted everybody to like feel the control that he had. So he would. I don't know what it was. It's something like he had to feel like he was in control, and he had a very annoying moderation style where he would. First of all, I would say he love bombs everybody. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're like my sister from another mister. Like all of this usual bullshit. And then he was done talking. And then, so this guy speaks up and he's like, oh, did it sound like I was finished yet? And I stuck up for the guy and I was like, dude, yeah, I did. And he's like, oh, you're gonna check me my speech, Pepe? And I'm like, well, I think you're being rude. And he's like, oh, yeah, but you're in my space now. Why don't you go make one of your rules? And, it's like, because he was getting, a lot of people were in there. Healthy Debates was a place that didn't matter who opened it, whether it was Bryn, whether it was Roger, people would go in there. It was just like a hangout that everybody was familiar with. And I ended up, I ended up going to, basically to some of the members of the Jewish community. I was like, dude, do you even know who this guy is? Do you know what he's known? Do you want to know what he's known for on this fucking app before he makes rules made over here? Go ahead. Yeah. Who? I thought you were. Oh, I thought you were trying to say something.
Oh, no. It's not.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's how I got into it with him. And he just does way too much. And it was, to me, it was very indicative of, I said, I see people at ASPD, which people have many of the traits in NPD that I've got.
Hold on a second, Seymour, please. You know what? It's odd, and it's just my observation, in my opinion, is like he has these issues on that he feels like he needs to be in control, in particular of the women, and it's odd. Like you're attacking Ron because of why you're attacking me because I read off a court case that your name was in, and it was from a DuckGo website that was shared and went on this app, and then he even said earlier, like Pepe, I think you got the audio of it. It's just like, KK was the new decides of it. She can DM him. Like, what? Based on how he has interacted with me and said things about me. Pepe, I think you have that link as well. Like, why do you obsessed with that? But go ahead. It screams. Yeah, it screams basically. Like, that's weird.
There's so many rooms of him, like, doing this shit.
So that's what I have to say. And I want to come up people to welcome to a whole lot of it. Let's see. You guys and have your coolness for a while for me. They don't really have a strong opinion about Pepe, honestly. I've always been kind of like neutral to Pepe land. But how can you be neutral when he does? He puts out their personal information, their family's information.
See, once again, like, he forces you to take a side, and once again, I never doxed anybody, fucking retard. See, this is how he has to play victim and play like he's like has the moral high ground by lying and saying somebody did something bad.
Yeah.
But then he does not take no for an answer. It's like you must agree with him.
He plays wounded.
What family business? I don't even know he has a fucking family business. Like, he's so full of shit. And no, I didn't say one fucking place he ever worked. Like, he's so full of shit. And once again, this family bullshit. Never doxed his family. See, like, he's like he lied. I don't know how somebody's this comfortable lying. And one of the reasons why it's like he can get me up on stage and I can answer questions comfortably is because I'm literally telling the truth. I can give you the fucking information. And I don't know. I don't have to try to remember something or like try to pivot because I fucked up telling my lie. Like, all I have to do is just repeat what actually fucking happened. Yep, none of it happens. He doesn't tolerate anybody being neutral. So what he does is he has to like convince you that I did something I did not do, and that you must agree with them, and that how dare you? You're so immoral if you don't agree with them. Here's a
Basically just
gonna get doxxed. Definitely see how like go on stage and quash this. And dude, people know I do that. I used to drive like going like people would try to call me out like the huge headliners like years ago, and I would like 800 people in the room, and I would do it because I thought it was like entertaining. But yeah, I'm just different than him though. But yeah, he wouldn't do it. Like, and I guess Sid's impression was that he was scared, and so that's why he can't. He can only do response rooms where he doesn't allow any dissent. It's just pathetic. But yeah, these are the kind of people that yeah, this is the morally good guy. Funny. Long enough about the clipping that's going on. It's just totally being abused, and it's obnoxious. And there's some people that I would just say this: there's people that have been on here for years, including myself, and really, I think you guys want to retain, like your users, and so and at least when it comes out of users' mouths, they're claiming that they have this in with an employee and they can get people clipped. I don't know, it doesn't look good. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the break now. But thank you everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it.